Good morning. I'm so late with this. I'm really behind on the fraud law review articles, probably because I've been sick for almost a couple weeks, along with my rest of my family, including my children. So I'm a little behind on this. So I'm popping this one out in pseudo real time. It's being taped, but I'll put it up like as soon as I get it done. This is one, and I really would love to hear if what you guys think about the sentence for this person. I'm reading it and I'm thinking it's so light, it's pathetic, but it's Massachusetts. So what else would it be, right? There's very little accountability a lot of the time. So check this one out. This is District of Massachusetts, a owner and operator of Norfolk Dermatology practice. And I'll give the name of the person because she was convicted and sentenced. She's no longer eligible for the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. Okay, this is just pathetic. I think it's so light. So the lovely Karen Nolan, 66 of Norwood, Massachusetts, um, apparently between November of 2017 and August of 2021, she stole federal workers' compensation benefits and Social Security disability benefits from approximately 2019 through 2021. I don't know why they have two different dates there. I must not be reading this right, but my eyes are really, do they look crazy? Can't even tell you the bizarre, this is the worst cold I've had in maybe 30 years. I don't know. I was saying 20, but it might be 30. Usually they're kind of minor, you know? Um, Totaling more than $310,000 in April of 2019. She lied to the SSA, saying that she hadn't worked since 2017 due to medical disability. But she was actively self-employed at a dermatology practice at that time. Now, if it's dermatology, was she a doctor? I'm not seeing it referring to her as such. But I would kind of think if you're the owner of a dermatology practice, wouldn't you have to be a doctor? Maybe not. Maybe any Joe Blow can do it. I don't know. It is Massachusetts after all. No offense to my Massachusetts clients, but we've talked about this before. Um, so yeah, so it looks like she was claiming to be medically disabled. So I'm guessing she collected SSD falsely while she worked self-employed at a dermatology practice. She also must have had federal benefits coming to her from some previous job because she was collecting those federal benefits and made false statements to the OWCP in May of 2021. This is a really short article, and I will link it in the comments. And it's from, as you know, all of these are from the Office of Inspector General, and they report on all of these. So she was sentenced. This is the part that I'm like, what? She did this on an ongoing for at least a couple years of stealing. She was sentenced to time served. This is by the U.S. Senior District Court Judge Timothy S. Hillman. Time served. Guess how much that was? 1 day in prison. 1 day. And then 3 years of supervised release with the first 6 months in home confinement. Really? I mean, does that seem super light to you for this white collar crime that, for goodness sake, was stealing from the Social Security fund that all the workers have paid in Massachusetts for all these years and everywhere else? And the federal system that she was scamming from, workers' comp. She pled guilty a couple months ago on September 22nd, 2023, to 2 counts of theft of public funds and 2 counts of making false statements. Now, it's always fun because usually when they plead guilty to something and they confess to certain things, it's usually far less than what they did, right? I don't know. I think this one is pathetically low. Now, what do I think would be an appropriate sentence? Maybe 2 years in prison, and none of that, like 1/3 for time well served. I think that should only apply when it's a little higher, if at all. But yeah, I'm kind of a tough one like that. But I mean, she was stealing and lying because every month that you claim a benefit you're not entitled to, that's technically a lie by omission, right? So she did this either from 2017 to 2021 or 2019 to 2021 or both. That's 4 years or 2 years, depending on how you look at it, or 2 to 4 years. Why isn't she getting some sort of punishment related to the duration of her crime? I don't know. Seems like it might be appropriate. She does have to pay restitution, really. That's assuming she has any money to pay it back with. That's never very not very heartwarming to me when I hear that, unless they've already received the restitution, maybe in forfeited. Well, if it's forfeited goods, they're usually forfeited because it didn't belong to them to begin with. So if they're paying their bill with the forfeited goods, that wouldn't work in my mind either. And they're not saying that's what happened or anything like that, but just throwing that out there. What else? I don't know. I think every federal worker on federal workers' comp should be ticked off at this from them. She's apparently owes back the restitution for that is over $78,000. Oh no, forgive me. 78,000 is to the SSA. That's what she was collecting in false benefits. While at the same time, over 235,000 from the Office of Workers' Compensation Program, the federal workers' comp. So I don't know. I think everyone should be a little ticked off at this woman and maybe support a stiffer sentence. It's too late now, but elections have consequences in Massachusetts. This is your consequence. All right. Ciao for now, guys. That's it. Hope nobody's suffering the same cold. Hopefully it's on its way out. Talk to you later. Bye. If I can get this off, that would be good.